So let's go to our welcome view here, Command N, and we are going to create a CocoTouch class. And I'm going to say that this is a subclass of UI table view controller, and the file name is profile table view controller. Click create, and let's get rid of all the code inside here and all the nodes. And we're going to uncomment this cell for row index path, and everything else we're going to simply delete. Let's keep the navigation for now because we are going to use this later on. So we have the three files here, and this one I'm going to call cell. Actually, we don't even need this one here. Let's just put UI table view cell for now, so that our application doesn't crash, but we are not going to use this function. What we are going to do is go to our main storyboard, select our table view, go to our class and say that this is going to be profile table view controller, and then we can open our assistant editor here. Let me just close this side panel so we have some space to work. We're going to do the connections. So we have these two buttons, as you saw from the previous view from our ready application. These two buttons are dynamic, so we are going to enable and disable them depending on the user status. So that's why we're going to connect them as outlets. So I'm putting a mark here, IB outlets. And the first one is going to be our finish registration button outlet. And then we have purchase history, which is going to be purchase history button outlet. So these are the two connections we need to make. And then I'm going to put a mark here, call this view lifecycle. And we no longer need our assistant editor, so we can get rid of it. And let's straight away go and in our view did load, remove our empty cells. So we say table view dot table footer view is equals to UI view. So this line of code is going to remove our empty cells that are not utilized in our table view. Then I'm going to also implement a view did appear function and call super dot view did appear. And pass my animated here, and here we are going to check logged in status, so that depending on our user logged in status, these buttons will be enabled or disabled. So now moving to our table view functions, which is data source function. The first one, we have number of sections in our table view, and currently it returns 0 by default. I'm going to get rid of this function altogether, because by default it returns 1 and we have only one section in our table view. Then we have number of rows in section, how many rows we are going to have, and currently it returns 0. I'm going to delete and return 3 because we are going to use 3 cells. If you are adding more, make sure that you return the correct number here. And the cell for row index path, this function is not going to be used because our cells are not dynamic. They are static cells and all the design happened here already, so there is nothing else we are going to change.